How's it going, you guys? I'm coming to you guys from my kitchen. I have just woke up and I'm getting ready to get out the door and get to the gym. I'm preparing for a fight. I'm about 3 weeks out right now. And I wanted to kind of bring up an idea, some things that I've been thinking about lately. My girlfriend kind of convinced me to allow her to get a cat a couple weeks ago. And for a long time, I really didn't want a little, like an animal in the house and this and that. I'm the only animal I wanted to really be in this house, but lots of responsibilities and things that I didn't want to have to deal with. My girlfriend assured me that she'd be the one who takes care of the cat litter and all this other stuff. Anyway, long story short, we got the cat, and it made me think a lot about um, human beings' relationship with animals and things of that nature. I think it's really interesting that I watch so many debates where vegans say, "Oh, you have cats and dogs in your house, huh? And you won't eat those cats and dogs, but you'll eat a cow? Tell me how that's any different." Well, let me explain to you how that's different. So, human beings actually evolved alongside these carnivorous animals. They trained dogs, they trained cats, and they trained hawks, like eagles and things, like these vultures, like carnivorous birds, to help them hunt. Okay, and so they'd go on long excursions to hunt food with these carnivorous animals, to help the group survive. The cat was a part of the family, a part of the tribe. And if the cat didn't get meat, for the humans, the cat didn't eat. If the humans didn't get meat, then the cats didn't eat, or the dogs didn't eat. It was more so dogs and hawks and other things. But the point is, the difference is that cats are carnivores, dogs are hypercarnivores. And humans have survived on a mostly meat diet for a long time. And obviously, pretty much all civilizations made it a point to include at least some plant foods in their diet. The Maasai, even the most carnivorous of the Maasai warrior tribe, tried to eat herbs and other things with their meat. The Inuit also did their best to include whatever plant foods they could. Although the Inuit was probably the most carnivorous out of all these groups because of their environment, the point is human beings survived for thousands of years. A lot of evidence points to millions of years, only due to their ability to scavenge for flesh of some kind, whether that's rotting flesh, like the leftover kills of other carnivorous animals, or that was their own killing. So the point is, the difference is that cats are carnivores, and carnivorous animals, typically, herbivores are the prey, and human beings, they eat herbivorous animals, and their friends, well, their pets are carnivorous animals. That's the big thing. I don't know if you all noticed, but the majority of the animals that human beings eat are herbivorous. Okay? At least, like most people. But there are some examples of, eating omnivorous animals and things like that. But typically, we don't eat carnivorous animals. And, there are a lot of health risks involved with eating carnivorous animals and things like that. For example, eating shark. I mean, the theory goes that toxins and things like that, heavy metals, they bioaccumulate up the food chain, is what they say. And so when you're eating animals that eat other animals, typically the toxin load is going to be super high compared to just eating cows and things like that. That's the theory. But I can tell you, it makes perfect sense as to why we have cats and dogs in our house, but we don't keep cows as pets or sheep as pets. So Yeah, I mean, there's not really much evidence of vegan tribes or vegetarian societies besides like those that are governed by religious beliefs like India and things like that. And then recently we had the Seventh Day Adventists. But there's also not really much evidence of purely carnivorous tribes. Now, there's evidence towards more on the carnivorous side, like the Inuit, the Maasai, the Australian Aborigines, the Native Americans. Human beings tend to do better eating mostly meat, and they seem to be able to survive more without, vegetation rather than without meat. At least that's my observation. But human beings can survive no matter what. It's all about survival. Whether they're eating just a plant-based diet or a meat-based diet, human beings are survivors. And that's why we evolved next to cats and dogs, is because they helped us survive. That's what it's all about. Imagine taking a cow out on a cow. Look at my cat right now. I don't know if you can see her. She's like attacking these wires over here. Like we feed her raw meat, and all day she's just attacking things. She'll run up and attack and trying to eat my foot. Like all day she's just active, like trying to climbing up her scratching post. If she was like a full-size lion, that would be scary. She's got unlimited energy. Imagine taking a cow out on a hunt. Really, imagine taking a cow. Imagine taking a cow out on a hunt. Imagine taking a sheep or a lamb out on a hunt. I mean, I was going to say imagine taking a deer out on a hunt. Deer are probably the most active out of all of them, but, even deer. A deer versus a car. Deer's going to win, but, herbivorous animals are not going to help you survive. That is why, they will help you survive if you eat them. But if you think that they're your friends, fuck no. What are they going to do? Scavenge you some leaves to eat? And if you think that human beings are meant to be herbivores, go out there and eat the same grass that cows are eating. Go out there and eat the same grains that cats are eating, or that cows are eating. Go out there and try to eat some tree bark and leaves like chimpanzees and gorillas eat. Okay? Why do you even go to the store when you have all these trees and things out there? You can come up with all the excuses you want, but the fact is human beings have to go through a lot of work. You have to cook and soak all of these grains and things that you're eating, and that's not what herbivores eat. Those are things that human beings created to keep human beings alive, and they can survive off them, but that's not our default food. Conversely, there's lots of people who have been eating raw meat diets, and I'm not advocating that, but there's people who've been eating raw meat diets for multiple years without getting food poisoning. And you say what you want about their level of mental stability, but the fact that humans and cats can both eat raw food and tend to feel better than ever eating the raw meat diet, that tells you, well, shit, human beings seem to naturally be able to eat raw meat, but when you try to survive on raw vegetation that's actually there in nature, like trying to eat tree bark and all these other plant foods that you can get, besides scavenging for wild mushrooms and stuff. How much wild mushrooms and wild berries are you going to find in the wild versus tree bark and the vegetation that herbivores eat? Herbivores, they eat those types of plants that humans can't digest. Whereas we can eat raw meat and survive on raw meat. Not that I'm advocating that, but cats can too. Herbivores can't. Humans can. So anyway, just a little rant, I guess. Yeah. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think, especially if you disagree, and I'll talk to you on the next video.